The only
So welcome to the sneak peeks of Soho Cinders, the musical at Carlisle. Okay, so who are you and what's your role in the show?
I'm Damian, the director of the show.
I'm Christopher Peake and I'm the musical director.
Oh, nice to meet you. Describe Soho Cinders in one word. We had a couple of good words last week.
I think it is exuberant, but I do have another one word to describe it as well,
Okay, hit me.
which is emotional.
Ah.
And if I can have two words as well, I'll have contemporary fairy tale. But if I had to choose one, then I could choose either of those. Fairy tale, contemporary, British.
Very true, it's a very British musical. Alright, why Soho? Why Soho Cinders the musical?
I think lots of reasons, really. First of all, it's so exciting to work on a very new piece, one that people don't have a reference point for, and things to draw on, both for the actors and us as creatives, to not have that kind of just subconscious knowledge somewhere in your head for you to fall back on is really exciting, and it means that you can make something that's so ours compared to versions that have gone before, and really enjoy exploring that, finding the new story. That's definitely one of the reasons I think why we're up for it.
Yeah. We're both also huge fans of Stiles and Drewe's work ever since I saw Damian's first production of Honk, which made me want to become a musical director. And their work's just brilliant. The songs are really well written, the lyrics are really clever and catchy, and vocal scores are always really well put together, so it's always an absolute joy.
And it is that they're brilliant at making a story and the characters very, very accessible.
Yeah.
So whilst this is obviously based on the Cinderella story and based within a certain world, at the heart of it are such normal characters that everyone can identify with. And for me, I think much as there's a love story, there's a political world, the whole story and the point of it can be boiled down to in the second song. There's a little refrain which is, am I too ambitious? Am I wishing for too much? And that's what it's all about. It's about wishing, about dreams, what we hope for. Can those happen? And that's such a normal thing that happens to all of us in our lives. And that's the real bonding point for it, I think.
One of my favourite things is the fact that there's so much technology in it, because I think for older musicals it's sort of don't really access that, and the fact that it's a new musical that's like with mobile phones, with Skype, with all these things, it makes it really accessible for the audience as well.
Absolutely, and it's one of the biggest changes that's happened in the show, because the show started being written in 2000, and obviously here we are in 2014.
Yeah, mobiles have gone.
It took 11 years for it to have a full, proper production. And across that, the thing that they had to keep rewriting was the use of technology, because it's had such big advancements in that time period that it's nice that the musical reflects those.
Yeah. What have you enjoyed most so far?
I think it's hearing the voices of the students that we're working with. So whether that be with our first read through the script and hearing the lines in their accents and in their voices, or looking at the music for the first time and hearing the songs sung. That's my favourite moment.
Yeah, I think it's the same for me actually, because we thought we were going to be doing the show for quite a while beforehand, and so it's lived in our heads for a long time, and you have your certain ideas about what you want to do and how you're going to do it, but until you actually meet the cast, it's just a vague notion really, and it's a possibility. And then that first week becomes really exciting when you start to go, oh, this is a new possibility and we can do this, and finding that. So that's a massive part of it. And I think exploring, like the great thing about rehearsing a show like this is the amount of exploration you do, whether that's into characters' back history, creating identities for the ensemble, bringing light to that, and the audience will see a fraction of that work in the eventual performance, but the performances, the concept will be so much richer because we all know what's happening, and it's always one of my favourite bits of rehearsal, really.
Yeah. Okay. What is it like working with students instead of professionals?
I think you have in one sense, a lot of the way we choose to rehearse the show and put it together is the same that we would in the professional world.
Yeah.
But what you get as a benefit is you see much more of a growth in the people because you're also involved in their training. You see a marked journey between this is where they began and then at the end of the process this is where they end up. And that's lovely to watch people gain their confidence in something, grow in a certain area, and you get quite proud along the way as well and kind of feel that and it's seeing people realise that they can do things that they never thought they could do, I think.
Yeah. I think it's slower than the real world. So we have about 6.5 weeks to put this production together,
Yeah.
which is certainly more than we would ever get in a
What we do
professional
our own tech. So I
Well, that was
think
the
that
other thing.
comes into a consideration.
I think
to
that's
do
the
our
other
own
thing
tech
that I was
work
going to bring
as well
us
as
back to.
performing.
Sorry, we're talking across each other. Yeah, so in this process, different to any other process that I'm involved with, you all do tech roles. So you design the set, you design the costumes, you design the lights, you design the sound, you design the publicity, you design the marketing, you do absolutely everything. And so is more immersive or consuming?
Yeah. And last year when we did our first project like this, it was such an alien concept to us and we just like don't understand how this is going to work. And then you get to the end of it and you actually realise that it's become such a personal show for everyone because everywhere you look it's got so much inputs from everyone and that's a really lovely thing to see emerge.
If you were an animal, what would you be? And why?
What would I be? I think would probably be something like a monkey or a dolphin, I think. Because, you know, I'm quite easygoing, a little bit relaxed.
When did this turn into a dating video?
But then I'm also prone to periods of hyperactivity and a little bit of mischief along the way.
I don't know. What animal do you think I would be?
Definitely something really chilled out, like, but
On the
sees
surface,
everything.
yeah.
I'm thinking...
Like an owl or something.
No,
Yeah.
I think badger quite a lot.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Or maybe a dog. He's a very loyal person, a very friendly person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't push me so I bite.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but definitely one with like cute ears or something, like little big fluffy
Yeah,
ears.
yeah. Brilliant.
How is Carlisle different to London?
Everything closes
Oh,
early.
obviously other than us, because we're the best.
Yeah.
That's your favourite thing ever.
Well, it's smaller, isn't it?
Yeah, greener. We have cows rehearsing outside with us, you know. That's unusual, looking out of your rehearsal room and seeing a field full of cows. But yeah, everything closes early. So when you're doing a rehearsal day, it just kind of feels like you don't see a lot of the real world. A lot of the time you're kind of in your little bubble and this whole world has got up, gone to work, done things, and by the time you go back at night they've all stopped and everything's shut again.
All the shops are closed at about 5:30, aren't they? So
Yeah.
we finish at 6
Yeah.
and we all through town and nothing's open.
Yeah, and finding, possibly more than last time, I'm kind of, every time I get back to London on the weekend, just having a bit of a adjustment and kind of filtering back into, oh yeah, this is what it's like again, kind of thing. So.
Me and Chris had this conversation earlier, we were saying about how you can't get like any type of Japanese food in Carlisle.
That's true, no sushi.
Not unless you like get it in a box pasta or somewhere. Cannot
And it's just not here.
There's an opportunity for someone.
Yeah.
Like Bob's, come to Carlisle. What's your favourite sandwich?
Favorite sandwich? Possibly a bit of traditional cheese and pickle, always good.
I've got that from upstairs.
It's all very nice.
I don't know if I can choose, but if I had to, let's go chicken and stuffing.
Very English.
Yes.
And why should they come see the show?
Because it is so rare for people to be able to see a brand new, contemporary, fresh, exciting musical that everyone can identify with somewhere along the way. It's packed with great music, fantastic characters, a storyline that has its emotional resonance while also having a lot of fun, and there are some great one-liners in this show as well.
I agree.